over number 5, 6, 7 is whatever. If we think Townsville or Bendigo will kill it, then don't bother. Find things that will work against those two teams.
Ryan Petrick and the Lynx have their eyes firmly on the postseason, and tonight it could really shape the makeup of the top four. Welcome to Red Energy Arena as the players arrive courtside, checking in thanks to Minor Hotels. And it is hard to split these two. Second versus third on the table, both tied on 16 wins. Who wants home court? Liam Ellison here. Alongside me is Laurie Chiswick and Beck Cole. Welcome to you both.
Thanks, Liam. But you know what? No chit-chat today. Let's get straight into the Bunnings ladder because things are moving. Townsville's win over Canberra last night. They have secured top spot on the ladder with superior percentage. And Perth, well, they can secure second spot with a win over Bendigo today as long as they take care of business next week against Sydney. So there is so much riding on this game, Beck.
There sure is, Laurie, and you said it. It is huge if Perth win this game and solidify second spot on the ladder and get home court advantage. We know in finals, with that travel time between Perth and Bendigo, it can make a huge difference, especially in recovery. And this is a warm-up to a semi-final match that we know we will get with these two. So I can't wait for tonight's game.
Bendigo looking to bounce back from a loss in Geelong on Friday night. Izzy Borlase was held to a season-low 11 points. Such is the form of the league-leading scorer. She'll be looking for a bounce back.
Well, Izzy, you're yet to play a WNBL final, but today is going to come as close as the real thing. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it is exciting. I haven't played in the finals before, but I think coming up against Perth and Townsville in the last two games will, I guess, have that feel to it. So, yeah, it's exciting.
It was a tough match-up on Friday night against Geelong and Jazz Shelley. What did you take out of it? What were your learnings?
Yeah, I think Geelong played a really strong defensive game, and I think, yeah, credit to Jazz and the team. Like, they got under my skin, and I think we need to find different avenues to score when perhaps the offense is flowing as well, but also being able to rely on our defense, because I think that's what wins games, and we need to go back to that.
Do you have a little bit of extra fire in the belly today after a loss?
Yes, I don't like losing, and I think, yeah, hopefully we can get a win to going into the finals.
Looking forward to seeing you out there. Thanks, Iz.
Thank you. Very good.
I don't think that we're going to see her have two low-scoring games in a row, but the other player I'm really keen to keep an eye on is Abby Warung. She was named 6th Woman of the Year last year. This season, she has started in all 19 games that she has played. I think she's going to be really crucial for Bendigo's success today, as she could find herself guarding any one of Wilson, Chibatoni, Atwell, Gorman. She has versatility and great basketball IQ, and so she can defend different players. And with so many high scorers from Perth, I would expect her to play a big defensive role today.
One of those potential matchups. Ali Wilson's been a big week, named in the Opals team.
Well, Ali, you're a big game player. You had a big game in a big game against Southside on Tuesday. Are you a bit extra amped up for today against Bendigo?
Yeah, we're looking forward to a good matchup against Bendigo. We've been really close with them all year, so I think this is our 4th time playing each other now, so it'll be good to see how we go, but we're really happy with our game against Southside, and we're hoping to replicate that.
What have you learnt from your clashes with them this year? Played them a few times, but you've got the lead and had a recent win over them at Hoops Fest too.
Yeah, we've had to make some adjustments to our game plan, that's for sure. You know, they got some pick and pop bigs, so we've got to make sure that we're sharp on those rotations, so they pose a bit of a different matchup for us.
And you've had 2 games in a week in Victoria, and it means your family have come over from South Australia to watch you, so it must be a little bit extra special having them in the stands.
Yeah, for sure. It's always nice to have them here. My parents and 2 of my brothers made the trip over by car. They love a good drive, so yeah, it's awesome to have them here and get to play in front of them.
May you put on a show for them today. Good luck, Ali.
Thanks, Megs.
And our teammate Damon Lowry called it best point guard in Australia, and I don't think he's wrong. Ali is coming off a 21-point, 4 rebound, 8 assists, 2 steals and a block game against the Flyers. She had 5 triples in just 1 quarter. She will be a hard matchup on both ends of the floor with her length and athleticism. Pick and roll game on fleek, and on defense, she is a hassle.
Some of those triples were near the timeline. She's got serious distance, Ali Wilson. Let's welcome in the 4th member of our team here this evening, Megan Husway, courtside.
Good evening, guys. Well, the coaching battle between Ryan Petrick and Kennedy Kariyama began 24 hours ago when they shared a game of golf here in Bendigo. They've known each other for about 15 years, and of course, both clubs are owned by SEN. I can report exclusively that of the 4 hours on the golf course, just 6 minutes were dedicated to talking about basketball. And the final result, well, Ryan Petrick and his assistant Andrew Cooper took the honours. We'll see if they can go 2-zip today, or whether Kennedy and Bendigo can square the ledger.
Oh, there you have it. That's great info. Thanks, Megs.
That's nice that they can catch up like that and off the court, so to speak. And as I've mentioned before, there's a great respect between a lot of the coaches.
Well, Amy Atwell was tasked with 2 questions in the post-game presser on Tuesday night. One of those was to Ryan Petrick: which coach has the best golf game? They might have decided that now. Here we go, underway in what could be the game of the regular season. Han Shu connects from the baseline.
And I like to see Han Shu involved early. They would have set that play up knowing to get the ball in her hands, let her make a statement early.
Borlase, 23 per contest. Kick out now, Werung. First opportunity for the Bendigo Spirit is nylon.
And you called it, Laurie. Werung can be that X factor for Bendigo Spirit. We saw Han in that drops, and as long as they're off-ball movement, Bendigo will be able to find open shooters.
Well, I mentioned her defensive prowess, and yes, they're going to need her defense, but she can score as well, as we just saw.
Inside once again, jump hook from Han Shu. Who else but Annalie Maley? Kick out, Wilson. Had 6 threes on Tuesday.
Anytime you give Perth Lynx a second chance opportunity, chances are they're going to take advantage of that.
Nice start here in this second versus third matchup. McConnell thought about it. Big job tonight for Abby Werung, as you highlighted, Laurie. Griffin in the posts. Going to work on Atwell. Great patience.
It was good patience. She knew as soon as they switched that she wanted the ball with her. She backed her down. Amy Atwell couldn't really do a lot, and the experience and the professionalism of Griffin shone through.
Chibatoni, Borlase has the assignment. Follows her own miss. A couple of offensive rebounds early.
And we were speaking off air, the matchup of Borlase and Chibatoni is strength against strength, 2 bigger guards, and we saw Chiba just get one in on there on Borlase.
Griffin right down the boulevard. She'll have to earn them from the strike.
That's a great move, a great drive by Kelsey Griffin. But if we just look at the replay here of Kelsey going at it and taking it right at Han Shu, you know, to get her into any sort of foul trouble would be really good for Bendigo.
And Griffin really stepped up in their last game against their loss in Geelong.
Yeah.
Yes, for Borlase, she was kept to just those 11 points, which is low for her standard this season. But in just 27 minutes, she had 15 points, 9 rebounds, and made 5 of 8 3-pointers. So she's feeling it early now.
Okay. 7 apiece here, early days. Inside, Han Shu active over the contest from Pollard.
Laurie, her touch for a 6'11" is quite impressive.
You know what that shot from the short corner, that turnaround reminds me of? LJ. Lauren Jackson. How do you defend that?
High praise, Pollard just wayward. Perth won last time out between these two back in Hoops Fest, and Maley carving through.
And that is what she has done all season. She loves getting the ball in transition, crossover to the left, but McConnell firing on the other end.
I have to say, neither team are showing any nerves whatsoever, given the importance of this game and how much is riding on it.
It's up and back at the moment. Pollard was fighting hard on the entry pass. Han Shu draws the foul. McConnell transition 3 on the Amy replay.
And I like to see Meg confident early in that shot. That's something she can really get going early. It will help her team, especially spread the floor.
Great display of offense so far. Off in the first that time. What a season it has been, though, for Han Shu. She only played the 11 minutes on Tuesday, Laurie. It looked like it was precautionary.
Yeah, look, they didn't need her on, you know, with that massive win over Southside. She had 2 points in only 11 minutes, and they had the luxury of being able to, you know, rest her. But there's the luxury of having Hungry Jack's free cheeseburgers. The code WHALF.
Early burgers here at Red Energy Arena. Code on screen now, claimed by the WNBL app. Werung will kick out. Borlase with her feet set. Nicely controlled. Wilson inside, Hanshu again, one-on-one situation.
And that is unselfish right there. Allie Wilson could have just shot that 3 in transition, but she passed it into Hanshu, who has been so aggressive early. Oh, with a block too.
Now Maley down the floor. Can it be defense to offense for Perth?
And that's the second time now we've seen Annalie Maley get a rebound and go coast to coast and driving it in, but a block by Hanshu, and there we see Annalie Maley taking it, changing direction, and really attacking Werung. Great decisions.
In the final stages of the regular season now in WNBL 26. Couple of rounds remain. Make sure you scan the QR code now on screen. So have a look at the fixture, get your tickets and support your squad, because there are some massive games coming up. Bendigo will face Townsville in round 17. A lot riding on that.
Well, besides tonight's game, we have 5 games left of the season. Of a 92-game season, we have 5 games left after tonight's game.
Let's head down to Megan Husway, courtside.
Well, Kelsey Reese into the game now to take on Hanshu. Shu has just gone to the bench, but they had an epic battle at Hoops Fest, and Kelsey Reese took so much out of it, and she's getting some great coaching on how to guard Hanshu from Mariana Tolo, who played against her so many times on the international stage.
Borlase tries to tie it up. Morris as well. Jump ball situation.
And that's great defense from Izzy Borlase, just getting up and in, but we see here again the ball movement out to Werung, whack for 3, and that's 2 from 2 early, so Perth need to find her on the perimeter.
And Spirit with 3 triples as a squad. 1-point ball game. Reese rattles out that time. But Laurie, she was on point from 3 when they did meet at Hoops Fest.
She was unbelievable, and it was so great to see a player, you know, her first league in the time of the competition. Well, that's an unfortunate foul for Bendigo. You know you have to match up on Allie Wilson, really any of their guards in that transition. Just her momentum was going forward, and definitely a foul, and Allie will go to the line now for 3 shots. And she shoots at 80, sorry, not the best foul shooter, 67%.
Good on the first one. Massive gong for her to be named in that Opal squad for March, with, importantly, all the WNBA players available.
Well, she made a mention of that in an interview, how she's really excited, really proud of the fact that with that full squad available, that she was named in it, and deservedly so. She's had a great season.
She certainly has. A great couple of seasons, really, Beck.
Yeah, I spoke to her on my podcast, and she's really grateful for going to Perth. Ryan lets his players play with confidence, and you don't second guess, and you can tell with how old the players are. But Reese going to the line for an and one. I love the confidence of this young gun. But Wilson is just super happy knowing that, hey, I've been through my trials and tribulations, highs and lows. She almost quit basketball, injuries, and now coming all this way and getting to a spot where it's been a goal of hers since childhood. It's really great to see these sorts of stories.
Reese at the line. There's a lull over the stadium here in Bendigo. It's 5 minutes into this ball game. It has been up and back. 75% from the field, Perth, 56 Bendigo. Tegan Graham, first minutes. Mainly the elbow catch. Clark in front. She'll front, fire and drain it.
And we spoke about Willie coming off a good game. What about Annalie Maley? She put on a clinical performance against the Flyers with 25 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists and 4 steals.
Reese puts it on the deck. Walling up was Maley, but she'll stay with the play. Well, it was 9 points in the first quarter last time. Another quick start for Reese, it seems. They can take for Georgia Booth. Borlase looking to get downhill. Tie up from Gorman. Great hands.
Well, and that's something that I thought I was really impressed with Geelong when they played Bendigo on Friday night, that they had really active hands, and exactly that. They were able to, you know, secure the ball and get some deflections or tie-ups like we just saw there.
Morris on the block. Jump hook won't fall. Cross-court find at Borlase. Gorman has the assignment. That should be no surprise. Ryan Petrick's noted that he considers Gorman their best perimeter defender.
And she sure is. She's always matched up on the hardest task of the other team, gets the hardest assignment. So we love to see matchups like this.
McConnell lifted that pivot foot walk call.
You know, I don't mind the kick-ahead pass, trying to sort of put pressure on the defense nice and early.
One-point ball game. Perth lead the season series 2-1. Into the backcourt with Graham, turnover.
And that time we saw Emma Clark come over and double Hahn. They didn't do that early in the first quarter, and that's what led, because Hahn didn't expect it, to that forced turnover.
Abby Warung back on the court, replacing Borlase.
Tried to kick it out to Booth in the corner. McConnell has stayed with it. 4 seconds. Here is Warung. She's got to go. Maley, Hahn's shoe in the posts. Reese in front, picked up her dribble. Reese set for the screen and roll sequence. Wilson rejects it. Oh, and immediately slashing forward. That is great hustle from Georgia Booth.
Great hustle by Booth, but equally great court vision by McConnell. That cross-court skip pass on the fly resulted in an easy layup.
Gorman's had 10 threes in her last 2 games. Not quite. Maley had the first hand to it. There's a look at that vision you mentioned, Laurie. McConnell and Booth and Beck, those two great mates this season for the Spirit.
They sure are. They've become little besties, and we saw them in their walk-in outfits repping Meg's brother, the Indiana Pacers sweaters. So it's great to see Meg doing so well over here and her brother doing so great over in the NBA.
Certainly another TJ, NBA veteran. Is Atwell not quite? Who else but Maley with a hustle.
Already up to 6 rebounds.
I knew that was going up. 6 already.
6.
Jeez. Look out, could we have double figures by quarter time? Who knows? McConnell does well to draw contact.
And again, another great matchup, Laurie, is Griffin and Maley, 2 double-double queens who go after the rebounds. Maley first in the league with rebounds this season with 14.5, and then Griffin with 11.5. So 2 players who just hustle and hustle.
The other stat, which I think for Maley, you know, she is the best rebounder overall, but she's also first in offensive rebounds. And that is pure hustle, determination, knowing where to position your body. It's the 1%ers, and she does that so well.
Exudes that. Borlase replaces Booth. And this matchup that you noted earlier.
Interestingly, neither coaches have called a timeout so far. They're just letting the players go, letting them make decisions, figuring it out on the fly.
And it's great to see both teams. We mentioned how much is on the line, but Bendigo coming off that 7-point loss to Geelong you can tell they have fuel in their bellies. They are wanting to come out and prove that they should not have lost that game. And then also Perth, you just had a 30-plus point win, and you're here to prove everyone and put your stamp of approval.
Hanshu ties it up, 21 apiece. Megan, Ali Wilson's had an electric start.
Well, Callie Wilson has just got a round of applause from the stadium as she subs in for game 4-7-8 in game 4-7-7 on Friday night. In her return, she moved 100 games clear of equal fourth spot. Lucille Bailey and Rachel Spawn, thanks to Dean Andrews, stats wizard for that one.
Oh, okay, Roots. Look at the big girl with the pump fake. Footwork, rim drive to the basket. She has been great in this first quarter.
Well, she's really relishing this opportunity. As you mentioned, Beck, 16 points that she had last time they met. Hanshu had 14 points and 10 rebounds. It is a battle out there and so great to watch.
The post game from Hanshu, that was impressive, Beck.
Oh, don't we just love the battles and the matchups? But that's why these two teams are second and third on the ladder. They're so elite.
Borlase tries to draw contact and does. Hoop and hard for Izzy Borlase.
And there you can see straight away that any opportunity Kelsey Griffin has, but what a shot by Borlase. Any opportunity Kelsey Griffin has to just chat to her team, look at her, give them a little bit of instructions. She takes advantage of that. That is tough.
And so strong. Kept her balance, finished. And 3 points the old-fashioned way.
Borlase goes to the line the most of anybody in the competition. She's been there 110 times, but shoots it at 91%, so why not get yourself there?
Atwell left 2 on the board. It's a credit to the way she plays, really, Laurie, Izzy Borlase. Constantly attacking downhill. Here's Werung. Shot clock down to 9. Here is Kelly Wilson. Borlase. Hanshu in front. How does she play this? Blows by. Borlase rattles out. Reese not quite with a cleanup. 6 seconds for Perth to work with. He quickly with Chibatoni. Chance to tie it up as we head into quarter time. Chibatoni not quite. 26-23, Bendigo with a lead after 10. And this has lived up to the billing so far. High quality hoops, second versus third. The winner tonight, you think, gets home court in that semi-final series. So much to play for here at Red Energy Arena. 6-point ball game here. Home side, Bendigo leading the Perth Lynx 26-23. Great to have your company wherever you're watching around the country for this WNBL doubleheader. Liam Ellison, Laurie Chiswick and Beck Cole with you. And Megan Huswaite's courtside. Megan, what did you catch?
Yeah, it was defence was the messaging from Ryan Petrick. Just want to quickly touch on Kiara Waite, who has started this second term, and she's guarding this superwoman, Kelsey Griffin. Waite represented WA at the Under-20 Championships on this day a year ago. She's taking her chance against one of the greats of this league in this game today.
Stepping up as well, as has Kelsey Reese so far in this game, Beck.
Oh, she sure has the confidence of the young gun, not on offense to take it at Hanshu, but also defense to get up and in her on Atwell. That was a long bomb, and if she gets going, it can be scary because there's 5 players that average double figures from the Perth Lynx.
Yeah, all their starters, as you said, Beck, are pretty close, 14 or 15 points. It's a real spread. Nice answer.
Kelly Wilson, her first points back on the Bendigo Spirit hardwood. The fans are loving it.
1 Wilson to 1 Wilson.
Sure, not quite. Kelly Wilson closing in on 3,700 career points. Borlase. Block came across in fringe, says the referee. Borlase with 2. Here's a look at it on the Amy replay. Don't the fans love it?
Nice follow through there.
Oh, she held it.
Yeah,
she knew.
held it.
She was letting everyone know, I'm back, baby.
Well, last time these teams met, Bendigo actually held the lead for 35 minutes in the game. And it wasn't until just at the end that Perth, you know, came back and overtook them. So this game, however, up till now, I feel like there's been a lot of lead changes already.
That was a tough break for the Spirit in that one. Perth came home with a 5,000 strong crowd at RAC Arena. Miscommunication down low, Bendigo with the basketball.
And that last possession, that was Hanshu's second personal foul. So she's now gone to the bench. That's a big loss with 8.5 minutes left in this game.
Sure is. Hanshu was excellent with 10 in the first quarter. Doing it all in the post. Kelsey Reese now.
But we also know Perth do it by committee, so everyone can step up.
Atwell, step through. Draws the foul, does that so well. Atwell will go to the line where she is so effective, 83% from the stripe. He's there 5 times per contest and 2 of 2. Kelly Wilson back in the Bendigo Spirit uniform for the final 3 games of the season as an injury replacement. Chibatoni assessed with a foul call.
I like the fact that Chibatoni is up and in. I mean, Wilson hasn't been around. She's got 1 game under her belt, and she's bringing the ball up, which we know is a lot of pressure. So to extend that full court is a good idea for Chiba. She just has to keep her hands out.
Borlase zigzagging around the screen and drains it.
And that is a nice pick and roll move. Had that hostage dribble straight into that mid-range game.
Chibatoni open for 3. High arcing and banks it in off the window.
Oh,
really?
We said it, Liam. The bank is open on a Sunday. Everyone cash them checks.
Chipper was listening clearly. Beck, what a find. Borlase on the cut. Fall away just short. Maley hitting the glass on mass in the first quarter. Up to 7 now in the game. Wilson, immediate trigger. That'll be team foul number 3 on the Lynx. Maley tangled up with Kelsey Griffin. Oh, you'll take them, Laurie. No matter how they come.
Well, they have so many scoring options.
Yeah, they sure do. Borlase. Wilson right there. Now retrieves it back. We're able to find some space for it.
That was so easy, just a nice little give and go. That's, you know, basic basketball, but when you cut at the speed that Izzy Borlase did off that pass, that's when it's hard to defend. You've got to be ready. Just pass, and she blasted out of there, got right in front of Allie Wilson, and Chibba wasn't quite able to help out.
And I think that's something they can use to their advantage, Laurie. Just as you said, the off-ball movement, like back cuts, off pinch post action. Against Geelong, Borlase was doing a lot off a pick and roll, having to dribble. So if someone is up and in, it gives you a bit more space, gives you a bit more time.
Is that a blueprint and all they can follow going forward? What Jazz Shelley was able to produce, Ben, defensively?
Oh, of course. If I was other teams, I would look at how did Geelong defend Borlase. If you can stop Borlase, you probably have a better chance of beating them. But again, Bendigo would have looked at how can we improve if someone defends Borlase like that. But Atwell, she's one of the best in the league to get fouls given to her from the three-point line.
You can't doubt that. It's a little bit of frustration from Reese and Booth. She's a tough cover.
Well, she's done that her whole career virtually. Shot the ball a bit off balance. We know that she can make them. Atwell, she averages taking 7.5 threes a game. She's first in the competition.
Atwell at the line. Let's get down to Megan with an injury update.
Abby Werung just having some work done at the base of her neck, right shoulder at the moment. I'll keep you updated if there's anything more from that here.
Well, that'll be a big blow if she's unable to continue.
Well, that's right. Oh, you know, she's been scoring and defending right now.
Borlase. Rare misfire.
She's hit 3 from 3 triples, so maybe she's just feeling a bit warm, needs a little bit of a cool down, because she's on fire right now. But they need her out there, so hopefully it's nothing serious like Meg said.
One of those players who almost goes under the radar, so important to what they do. Steph Gorman. Quite on her second attempt, Wilson. Oh, it's the same spot, she get another look.
Oh. 3, best out of 3. Wow, they got let off the hook there, Bendigo.
But what about just backing your teammate, knowing she's a shooter? They all look to go back to her.
3 attempts from the same spot. She has been on fire the last few games. Here's Atwell. She's come out of the gates firing as well. Pollard did well. It's a 5-point advantage, Bendigo. Borlase still advancing. It's where she's so dangerous. It puts the defense in all sorts. Halfway through this second quarter. Gorman again. Just can't get the result. Getting the looks thereafter.
Well, there has been a lot of up and back for very little reward right now for both teams. Megs, I don't know if you can tell down there, but we're getting tired just watching this.
As Griffin draws contact on the baseline. Try Megan again in a moment.
And I think Bendigo are a little bit lucky, Laurie, that Perth haven't been hitting their threes, because that's definitely the style and brand that Perth play.
Timeout, 39-34, Spirit lead. First timeout used from Kennedy Kariyama. Chance for everyone to take a deep breath, it seems.
I think this is the first time out of the whole game, isn't it? I mean, that's, as I said, you know, both coaches have a lot of trust in their players to be able to make decisions on the fly, problem solve. You know, you've got some great leaders out there in Abby Werung and Kelsey Griffin that you can see them talking all the time. And on the other side, you've got, you know, Maley, Wilson, Chibatoni, they are good decision makers and good problem solvers.
Sometimes it's just a case of basketball is a game of momentum. If both teams seem to be humming along, you almost don't want to take away from that. But, you know, Megs did say Ryan won on the golf course yesterday. So is he playing games with Kennedy, making him call the first time out?
Let's go, please. Thank you. Thank you.
First time out used from the Spirit in what's been a frenetic game so far. 5-point advantage. And Megan Huswaite is listening into Bendigo. Megan.
Yeah, I sure was. The message from Kennedy was around not leaving anyone on the perimeter, which is no surprise against Perth, but just wanting to follow on from what you were mentioning, Laurie. And I did notice down here at the Bendigo bench, the white goods are in full use. There is a freezer, and they are, the freezer is holding Kelsey Griffin's ice vests and lots of other ice packs that are being rotated through the players. We know the heat is on in this game and the race to the top spots on the ladder.
Kelsey Griffin has really loved the ice vest this season.
She really has, but she's been playing great, so keep going to what works for you.
Absolutely.
We just saw there Kelsey Griffin, the way she positions herself to try and get deflections or steals. She is third in the competition in steals, which is amazing for a player of her size.
Annalie Wilson just in rhythm.
Sorry, Todd. Do you reckon if Bendigo are up, should we dig?
36.
And that will now be the second foul on Chibatoni, who again is so important, but Willie just coming off that off-ball flare screen in rhythm. Hard to stop her. And it's the 5th Perth team foul, so with just over 4 minutes, it's a lot of time of Bendigo going to the charity stripe.
It's a ton of time. Borlase is an unbelievable free-throw shooter. 91% this season. There you
Commentators curse Liam.
Oh, it always happens that way. And makes on the second. Back with Chiba. Morris trying to create space, has Borlase behind.
Oh, wow. Chiba just weaving her way in there.
Graham trying to stay with Borlase, zigzagging through. McConnell thought about the three. Now she'll fire.
And I would have liked to see McConnell just shoot that first one when she was open instead of hesitating.
Dunked off to Morris.
Not quite sure Morris was ready to shoot that when Maley passed her the ball.
Looked like she wasn't quite expecting it. Pollard.
Pollard certainly was expecting it and ready to shoot it. Great shot.
Maley, they go under the screen and makes no mistake.
And you know when Maley is making them that it's going to be a tough night to defend her.
Well thought out from Borlase and McConnell. McConnell can't fire back. Wilson had hands to it, as did Maley. Who else? Great team rebound. Borlase ahead, takes her on. I'll live with that, the Spirit. Offense has cooled off somewhat here in this second quarter after an unbelievable start in the first. Pollard lefty hook. Anshu set to check in a moment with 2 personals. Chibatoni creates penetration. Morris tied under the board. Reese there. Chibatoni wrapped up. It'll go to the arrow.
It's such an interesting stage of the game right now. It feels like it's just sort of come to a standstill. Neither team can get any sort of ascendancy. There's been some good defense played, some, you know, just some missed shots and things that you probably would expect to go in, but It's like both teams are still feeling each other out and trying to get a read on this game. But as I said, neither team have taken really control in this second quarter.
It's been a real arm wrestle. In with Wilson from the baseline.
I love when a well-executed baseline out of bounds play comes to fruition and somebody can catch and shoot it, just like we saw Allie Wilson.
Tied up once more, Georgia Booth just short.
And you just feel now that Bendigo haven't executed a lot of their offense. They're shooting quick three-point shots, which we said earlier, that is what Perth like to do. So they need to get stops and then play their brand of basketball.
Maley can't get it to fall. That one halfway down as well. Borlase dancing. Graham attached to her hip at the moment. The referee found contact.
Yeah, Bendigo looked the best. In fact, both teams do when there's really great player and ball movement. And right now, there's a lot of standing going one-on-one for Bendigo right now, making things more difficult, making it easier for the defense.
Bonus free throws for Borlase. Another player, unsurprisingly, named in that Opals team for March, headed to Turkey for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, of which Australia have already qualified. It'd be a great tune-up for them. Lucky on the seconds. "90 seconds out from half-time. Han Shu dribbles into a jumper this time. Where good to see her back out there. Reese arrives. Still one-on-one with Borlase and Graham. Wants to clear out the strong side. Borlase will go to work and connects.
And she was telling her post player, clear out. But just to come to that deceleration into that mid-range, it's a lot harder than what it seems.
Such composure at just 21, Izzy Borlase. Wilson, one dribble jumper, not quite. Maley front position. Contact against the Spirit.
15 rebounds, Liam. 15.
Keep the tally going, Beck.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Wow.
Well, she had 21 rebounds against Canberra, but we're talking this is before halftime. My goodness.
And I'm sure at halftime, that will be a big point in the Spirit locker rooms.
Well, the other thing, 19 out of 21 games, she has had double figures in rebounds with that top, as I said, 21 against Canberra. Just phenomenal, Annalie Maley.
Extraordinary career high 24 she's had on a couple of occasions.
And sorry, Liam, I'd love to go down to Megan to ask what the record is. I know we spoke about it a few rounds ago, but Megs, what is the record for the most amount of rebounds in a WNBL game?
Well, Beck, it is the great Rachel Sporn. She holds it. It is 27 rebounds. The record was set in 1989. I'm not great at maths. I have to do maths on my fingers. I can't even tell you how many years that was before Annalie was born. But I reckon today might be the day. We've been close a few times with Annalie and Brianna Turner. Maybe today's the day that that record of Rachel Sporn's might be in danger.
And she's not wrong, 15, just coming up to halftime. So impressive.
Well, you have to go, you know, rebounding is a hard hustle, tough, and she does it so consistently, season after season.
And with Han Shu. Wilson rolling to the bucket. Is Han Shu with a jump hook.
Really great pass by Allie Wilson as Han Shu was rolling. She kept the ball high so that Han didn't have to bring it down. She could keep it high. The guards couldn't knock it out of her hands. But there we see equally as impressive as Izzy Borlase going to the basket, just weaving her way and finding an easy opening.
There's that trademark Euro, Beck.
Oh, sure is. She does it time and time again. She's so strong.
2 seconds. Wilson's got to go. Maley was it in time. It goes down. Referee didn't look convinced. It looked just late to me.
It did look late, but if I'm Maley, I'm saying my case and I'm telling them it was just in the nick of time. But let's see here.
Yeah.
Right call by the referee.
Shot clock clearly expired, so it was indeed 48-45 halftime scoreline. That would have tied it up. But Bendigo, it is the same margin we saw at quarter time. Great game of hoops happening here at Red Energy Arena. Home court on the line for the semi-final series. Gee, hard to split these two at the moment, Laurie.
Well, it is, and that's what we came. That's what we were hoping for this game.
Let's head down to Megan Huswaite with Kelsey Reese.
Well, Kelsey Reese, it feels like finals have come early. Can you describe what the feeling has been like there out on court in the first half?
Yeah, it's been tough out there. We followed our game plan fairly well, but to every little slip up, they capitalised. So just in the second half, keep doing what we've been doing and clean up all the tiny little things that we can.
You had a terrific matchup with Hanshu in Perth at Hoops Fest. The battle's going well so far. What is the thing you need to do to win it?
Yeah, for me, it's just staying physical early, knowing her strengths, knowing where I'm trying to push her to on the floor and where my help can come from, and then trying to run on the other end, see if I can make her even slightly more tired.
You're doing a fabulous job and we're enjoying it so much. Good luck in the second.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kelsey.
7.5 for Kelsey Reese. Han Chu with 12, just 2 in that second quarter. It has been a great battle, well called from you, Megan Huswaite. Looking forward to seeing how it ensues from here. 3-point ball game at Red Energy Arena. Welcome back to the halftime break. Bendigo Spirit and the Perth Lynx 3-point ball game. 48-45. It's been high quality. Second versus third. Liam Ellis and Laurie Chiswick and Beck Cole here with you to break it all down. Laurie, enjoyed that.
Wow, what a high quality first half that was. And a couple of things really stand out to me to demonstrate that. Each team only 3 turnovers. They are valuing possession. They are taking care of the basketball. And the other thing for me is 10 offensive rebounds for Perth. That is hurting Bendigo, and that is something that they will need to clean up.
And another key to the game could be who shoots the 3 ball better. And right now, Bendigo are shooting 31% from 3 compared to the 25% from Perth. But there's been star-studded highlights from everywhere in this first half from both teams.
This game got off to a fast start as well, Laurie. Han Shu was everywhere.
Well, she was, and I think they had a real focal point for her early. You know, they wanted to get her involved in the game. She only played that 11 minutes last game, and she certainly was great inside. She had a couple of outside looks as well, and she's changing shots, blocking shots. So she's been instrumental and will need to continue in that vein.
Kelsey Reese stood up to the plate, and you loved her game, Beck.
Oh, I really did. She's got the 7 points and the 3 rebounds, and just to come in with the confidence against a superstar like Han Shu is super impressive.
Here's the Blackmores head-to-head, Chibitoni and Borlase, one of the key matchups. And Izzy Borlase just looks at home on the big stage.
Well, we know she had only 11 points for the whole game in their loss against Geelong, and she's looking back to her normal self with her 14 points and having a real influence in the game. And that's really good to see from a player like herself when she had not, well, she said that in the pregame, got under her skin a little bit, that she's able to bounce back and have a really great first half.
And our Opal's teammate Ali Wilson was electric as well. Double figures at the halftime break. Always brings energy back.
She sure does. She's almost the head of the snake for them. Maley is the heartbeat, and she just really leads from the front. She's a great playmaker from that point guard position. We see there, she's money. She has such a great stroke, but also in her assists and finding her open teammates.
Laurie, where to from here? Changes at the halftime break from each coaches?
Whew. Well, I think they're going to look at their where they've. I think blocking out certainly for Bendigo has to be one of them. If you look at Ali Wilson's shot chart, you're going to say stay with her. She moves so well off the ball. As you said, Beck, I think she's a real, how she goes is how the team goes, so they're going to have to watch her. I think both coaches will be a bit cagey and they'll be looking at matchups across the board and maybe some changes in their on-ball defense. We'll have to see.
Well, third quarter moments away now. We'll have a short break and get straight into it. Second versus third. It's been fun.
Red Energy Arena where Bendigo lead Perth by 3 points at half-time in a thrilling pre-finals clash. And I'm courtside with Alan Leon. He is the founder of C1 Sports and the manager of Han Shu. And we've just been treated to a wonderful entertainment at halftime with the Chinese Dragons, and what a wonderful atmosphere it's been in the WNBL since Han joined us.
It's been awesome, and I think I spoke to Han for many times, and she liked it, and she was saying like she can't describe how good the atmosphere is, and also the teammates and the coaching staff are giving her a lot of support as well, and even the fans, like everybody's been awesome, and you know, she's been traveling to every city basically, and she liked every city, and like the same was just amazing for her as well.
Well, the crowds have been fantastic, not only in Perth, but they've followed her right around the league. We had a wonderful night in Melbourne on Tuesday and great turnout here tonight. And this is the Han Shu effect. We've seen it with you before with Chinese players you brought out in the NBL, and this Han Shu effect is in full force.
Yeah, so I think this is a really good thing to bridge the culture and the community. You know, many years ago, we brought Zhou Qi here to the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, and then he brought the whole Chinese community involved with Australian basketball. And now this is the thing we want to see from Han as well, because, you know, the women's sports actually, they needed more support than the men's. And I think that, you know, to bridge the community and getting the Chinese fans come here to support the Australian women's sport is an awesome thing to do.
Absolutely, and Han's parents are both in Australia visiting at the moment. They're both professional former players. I mean, you can't half tell by their height. They're big units, but are they enjoying Australia?
Yeah, they're really enjoying it. You know, Dad is a big fan of the Australian beers, so we're making sure that's always get looked after. Yeah.
That is fantastic. I did see him having the goat the other night in Melbourne. Han obviously missed last weekend's game against Sydney. She played the first half in Melbourne against Southside, pulled up a little bit sore, but Perth were in the lead and had such a comfortable advantage on the game that she was able to sit out. Can you tell me a bit about the last few days you guys worked out in Melbourne, and we can see today she's feeling fresh?
Yeah, so she's the type of player always want to work hard and always want to prepare for the team. And she knows that the team made a lot of efforts to have her here. So she wants to know that, you know, we're going to make sure the team are good. And then she will always want to make sure that, you know, she's in shape and she's like trying to get back healthy and get ready for the finals.
Well, finals, of course, coming up for Perth Lynx. We can't wait to see Han in action, and then she's off to China. Of course, China have got qualifying for the World Cup, so a big year coming up for her internationally.
Yeah, so we've been talking to the Chinese Federation about, you know, what we're trying to do right now. But the most important thing right now is we have to make sure we're going to the finals with the Lynx. We're going to look after our own team first. And then, yeah, obviously playing for the country is always a dream for every player. So, and she will be ready for that as well. And I'm pretty sure the Australian League and the Perth Lynx program will prepare her ready for the upcoming qualifiers.
Yeah, a wonderful preparation. Alan, so great to catch up with you. It's been great seeing you and the crew here in Victoria. In Australia, we'll let you go and watch the second half. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
That really is the Han Shu effect. They've had a 60% surge in membership sales, the Perth Lynx, this season. Han Shu has accounted for a third of their jersey sales. And overall, around the WNBL, it's been a massive 53% increase on attendance throughout the season. And Han Shu, undoubtedly, is a massive reason why.
Well, she's a global superstar. You know, she's not just an import from China. She is a global superstar, and it's so great to have her in our competition. And yes, she will have to leave straight away after grand final if Perth happen to go all the way to get back to China for the qualifiers.
That's a great place for a tune-up for the World Cup, and the corner three to kick it off for Bendigo.
X marks the spot for Abby Wareham yet again. She loves those corner threes.
Well, the other three she's taken have all been at the top of the key, so the corner is where she usually shoots it, and nailed that one.
She's going to have to sign those corners soon. Han Shu, first opportunity of the second half. Backing down Pollard, slowly but surely.
I don't think that's the answer for Bendigo, to just watch her. You have to either dig down or double aggressively, because that is tough to defend on your own.
And McConnell. Perth Lynx defending space. Not quite on the same page.
And we saw Perth go to that 1-3-1 zone there, which they didn't really go to in that first half. So definitely we've seen them go to that throughout the season, and it has really worked to their advantage.
Well, I think it's always good, you know, we know that these two teams are going to play each other in the semifinal, as we see Annalie Maley draining another one from the three-point line. But it's always good to at least try these things out and see if they work against your opposition. Do it early enough in the game, so the start of that third quarter, and then pull it back later. But they have a good look and see if this works.
Deep three, not quite from McConnell.
That's 2 stops in a row with that zone.
Another rebound for Maley, who had 15 at the half. And Chibatoni tucked away. Maley not quite. Missed opportunity. They'll get another look or not. Borlase, great hands. Late reinforcements. Griffin arrives. There's Chibatoni in front. And cleared out there for her to go to work.
And just great by Griffin recognising the mismatch. Chibatoni is strong, but Griffin is just as strong and taller, and no one came to double team her, so go to work, Griffin.
Oh, Megan Maley, this rebounding record is in danger.
Oh, it is, and it's great to see her scoring too. She told us post-game on Tuesday how her confidence has taken a bit of a hit and her mental health with some of her recent shooting woes and how she's worked through that. Great to hear that honesty and vulnerability, and she'll definitely be getting some confidence from the shots that she's making here tonight.
Always so open, Annalie Maley. Great access, thanks Megan. She is on one tonight. Here's Atwell. She's been a headache to guard so far in the first half. Maley will blow by for 2 more.
And that's a great rip drive from Maley. We saw a double stagger screen on the other side, which kept the defense busy, so there was no split when she drove to the basket.
Borlase, great find. McConnell thought about the dump off. Single numbers now for Izzy. Oh, the teardrop no further than Hanshu.
Well, I have to say that zone's working very well for Perth right now. It's just got Bendigo a little bit rattled into where their shots are, where their looks are coming from.
Chiba backed out with Atwell. She get a look away. Nice find at Hanshu. Kick out. And Chibatoni connects.
And isn't that just great ball movement and execution? The pick and roll game, it caused a bit of miscommunication. Chiba open for 3.
First time out, third quarter. Perth lead 57-53. Nice team basketball from the Perth Lynx to find Chibatoni open. They've had that even spread, all starters. 4 of them now into double figures, Laurie.
Well, I think all 5 of them are, Liam, in double figures right now, the starting group, which is impressive. Again, how do you defend that? Who are you trying to lock down? There's not anybody that's blowing it wide open where you can go, okay, don't let her get the ball.
First time out for Kennedy Kariyama. Both coaches returning for yet another finals campaign.
You know, we talk about the players and their, you know, being in the finals and how they prepare in that. Equally for coaches, it's just as important, just as exciting, just as much as putting the puzzle pieces together.
Nice team basketball here from the Perth Lynx on the Amy replay to find Chibatoni open for her first 3 of the night. Hanshu registering the assist there. And a 4-point lead to the Perth Lynx. Timeout, Megan Huswaite, you had an ear in with the Bendigo Spirit.
I was, and I would say that Coach Kennedy was frustrated, and that is an unusual tone for him in his timeouts. It was around their defence, and the final message was about boxing out, but I have certainly, by sitting next to the Bendigo bench, sensed that from the coaching staff tonight, particularly with Annalie Maley having her way on the defensive end.
She'll get coaches saying that a lot, won't she? Annalie Maley up to 18. Here she is, rampaging downhill. Atwell lets a 3 fly.
Seriously.
She ran away before that even hit the basket. She knew that shot was going in.
I don't think when she caught it, she either had her eyes on the basket.
Borlase, stagger step. And again, worried out of it, Hanshu. Such a defensive force. Maley now in transition. Biggest lead of the ball game for the Perth Lynx. Trailed by 8 earlier in the contest.
And this is a really important time right now for the Bendigo Spirit. They need to get some stops, but they need to execute. Otherwise, we know how quick Perth can get away from teams.
Fresh 14 for Bendigo. Pollard off the dribble. In control here through this first 5 minutes, Perth. Wilson will step into a tray.
It's not often you see Perth walk the ball up the floor like we just saw there with Annalie Wilson. That's just not their style.
Borlase colliding with Atwell. Defensive foul.
And we see here again Borlase going to that Euro step. Again, very physical. It has been all game, but a great way to get herself to the basket.
These two squads are going to get pretty well acquainted with one another.
Yes. Well, I think this is the 4th time they've played each other this season. We know that they're going to be matched up in the semifinal. We assume that might go 3 games, so 7 games in 1 season. That's massive.
Are in finals tune-up mode. They had 3 games in 5 days, the Bendigo Spirit, last round, and Kelsey Griffin made a great point in the post-game presser. It's really a tune-up for the postseason. No time to practice, straight to the scout and then get into it, Laurie.
Well, it is, and I think this game is a particularly good test, given that they lost to Geelong on Friday night. It's now Sunday, and they're having to back up and mentally and physically be ready to play. And, you know, we wondered whether, I was interested, and maybe Megs can share a light on this at all, whether Perth haven't gone home. So they've been in Victoria for a long stretch of time. And is that a benefit, or is that something that's a bit difficult for a team?
That's a great point. Meanwhile, Kelsey Griffin has headed to the bench, Megan. Oh, Amy Atwell in the meantime cans another.
Atwell is on one. She's feeling it from the 3-point territory tonight.
She is shooting it like a fireball.
On that note, let's get back down to Megan with the update.
Yes, well, Kelsey Griffin is currently on the bike, the exercise bike for Bendigo. I'll keep an eye on what's happening there as Emma Clark subs into the game. But you're right, Amy Atwell is on one. And I spoke to her before the game about how her shooting hasn't necessarily been there the last few weeks and the approach she takes. And she said she saw an Instagram quote, you know, it is the Bible of all resources, during the week from Tyler Harvey from the Illawarra Hawks. And it was about not trying to change things after you miss a shot, that it's about trusting the result. If you do that, you're trusting the result rather than trusting the work that you've put in. She's trusting her work.
Thanks, Megan.
And we saw while Kelsey was on the bike to Kelly Wilson going up, definitely 2 vets talking tactics, seeing what they can do to get the upper hand here.
Right on the nail, Werrung not quite.
And we know this is such a crucial part because Perth have such potent scorers. They can just pile on 10, 15 points in a matter of minutes.
Meanwhile, rebound number 20 moments ago for Annalie Maley. She had 24 twice throughout her career, both playing for the Bendigo Spirit a number of years ago now. Eight-point buffer for the Perth Lynx as Morris takes a break for Hanshu.
Hanshu so far has played 16 minutes in this game for 14 points.
Oh, work on Reese. Once again, the Bendigo youngster gets the result.
She wouldn't do that too often in her basketball career.
Oh, and she knew straight away that feeling of, yikes, give it back to me.
Kelly Wilson back out there, running point for Bendigo. Clark as well, her bench teammate gets the treble to go.
Well, Bendigo are second in the competition at three-point percentage at 36%. So if they're in this zone, continue to be in this zone, and they can start lighting it up. But talk about lighting it up. Amy Atwell, when she gets in that frame of mind, oh, she's unstoppable.
It's a thing of beauty. Defense will be looking for her every time down the floor. Minshew has Clark in front. Bendigo bench wanted travel. It'll go against the Spirit. Annalie Maley's got to be careful. Now goes on Clark, Amy Atwell.
It's just such a quick release Amy Atwell has. She hardly has it in her shot pocket before it's released and in the air and on the way to the basket.
4 of 5 now from distance, tangled up off ball. That'll be team foul number 4 against Bendigo.
It's really important right now that Bendigo take a deep breath, maintain their nerve and composure. Don't get caught up in you know, if they think the referees aren't doing a good job or whatever it is. They need to have some composure and poise out there because there is a long ways to go in this ball game.
Wilson, get the switch down low. Maley not quite. Gorman had first hands to it. Oh, got a hand in and the steal for Gorman. She can race away into the open canvas for 2.
I think that scoreboard pressure, Beck. I think right now Bendigo are feeling that scoreboard pressure, even though there's a whole quarter to go and it's only a 10-point game. And they haven't quite worked out this zone yet, how to really master it.
Just 10 in the quarter for Bendigo. We're up. Back out. That illustrates it really, Laurie. Open look for Kelsey Reese. Perth might have found something defensively in the third. Wilson caught contact, no call. Oh, and wins it back. That's a way to stay with the play. Top of the painted area, Hanshu. Leading by 10. It's been a big period for Perth. Can they add to it? Atwell has been the head of the snake. Nearly got the bank shot to fall. Gee, I thought that was going down, Beck.
Well, the way she's shooting tonight wouldn't surprise us.
Clark feeling it, hit 1.
And you can tell that the zone is rattling them.
Yeah.
That was a hand in her face. The shot clock was only down to about 20 seconds. They definitely need to go into this 3-quarter break heading into the 4th and find execution but with intention.
Well, everything's perimeter oriented and they're not having any dribble or pass penetration against the zone. Again, Amy Atwell just continues to find ways and means to score.
And with that as well, with Bendigo, no one's crashing the O boards. They've only got 6 for the game. They need to get after it and try to get second possessions too.
Maley adds a steal. Allie Wilson, bullseye. Big way to end the third quarter. Timeout, 2 seconds remaining, extends the lead, 73-58.
Well, and that's what we said. It's just a matter of blinking the eye and somebody, anybody, 3-4 players from Perth can score and bring it up. And now all of a sudden it's a 15-point deficit.
And it's happened in a hurry. A chance here for Bendigo to draw something up. Annalie Maley does not look pleased.
You just do what, if you just keep doing what you want, you're not doing what good work.
And they're shooting a lot of threes as well for the Bendigo Spirit. They've had 24 3-point attempts and Perth have had 26. So the fact you're only shooting 3 less than Perth, who we know shoot a lot every game, that means you're now going back into their style. You're settling for those outside shots in the zone. Find the gaps.
Yeah.
Get inside through penetration or passing. But you know what, Liam, right now, if you're Bendigo, and we said this is a great game for preparation for semi-finals, what works and what doesn't, you're Bendigo and you're going away and you're figuring out what we're doing against a zone, against a 1-3-1.
That's been the real difference maker in this third quarter. No doubt, 15-point advantage for the Perth Lynx. And they've done it largely from distance. Amy Atwell's up to 21. And Annalie Maley, 21 rebounds herself. We could have a record in store tonight. Plenty to play for. Home court in the semis on the line. We've got a quarter to play here. Ten to play here at Red Energy Arena. Perth 73 lead the Bendigo Spirit 58. And it was 28 in the three-quarter time huddle for the Perth Lynx. How did they get it done, Laurie?
Well, 28-10, they outscored them. So there's just going to have to, right now, Bendigo have to get their confidence back. As I said, I'm sure they tied a deep breath there. They probably talked a little bit about the zone. I'll be interested to see if Perth stays in the zone or goes back to one-on-one defense.
Well, Megan Huswaite, very interested to hear what you caught in the huddles.
7 words started Ryan Petrick's three-quarter time address. As Hanshu gets things underway, anyone still think the zone doesn't work? That was the question he put to his players, and there's no doubt about that. But they've done it by committee, and that was the messaging at that break. Annalie on the defense, Amy Atwell telling her teammates Bendigo are going to come out and be aggressive, so be ready.
The zone really was the change bet coming out of half-time.
It really was. They didn't do it in the first half. They came out, and because they're players who have such length and athleticism on defense, it really clogs the paint, and as an offensive player, you feel like there isn't enough space. So it'll be interesting to see how Bendigo Spirit come out in the fourth to try conquer this zone.
Well, you can look at them all right now. Their hands are spread out. They're talking. They're moving as the ball moves. And then, of course, you've got the anchor in there, Hanshu, so that just like that, if there's any penetration, she's there to block the shot. It's looking really good for Perth. Can you believe, though, Ryan Petrick team, we never see him play much zone at all, and this is a real game changer for them.
Gorman, another chance. This time she drains it.
And again, all of their guards have shooter's mentality. If they've missed a few, they know the next one's going in, because shooters shoot.
20 points, the differential. 3-point ball game at half-time. Blown out in a hurry, still a ton of time remaining. Borlase wants some movement. How can they penetrate the keyway with Hanshu down there? Once again, problems arise.
And a lot of that possession, there wasn't even really a Bendigo player in the key. Maybe for a little bit, but they definitely need to find options. But we see on this Amy replay, Chu just does a little look away pass and Gorman stepping right into that three.
1 of 7 from deep today for Gorman. After 2 straight games of 5 makes from long range. Can Bendigo find a way to get this offense motoring? McConnell carving through the keyway. That's more like it. Perth still get the stop. Chibatoni probing. Cut didn't come. They'll reset. Rejects the screen that time. Chiba will let fly. And sticks it.
She hit one from there in the 3rd quarter. She's feeling it.
They just know where each other are. You know, any sort of dribble penetration and then getting to a receiver spot or some spot, they just know where each other are. And there's Han Shu again, changing a shot.
Oh, looks like defense has been the story for Perth.
Well, we know Bendigo are the best defensive team in the competition, you know, allowing only a stingy 71 points per game their opposition. And Perth are 3rd, though, and they've really, I think, focused on their defense this season a lot more than they have in the past, and it's certainly shown.
Can't forget as well, Perth have been on the road, Megan.
Yeah, they have, Liam, for over a week. They won in Sydney on Sunday, travelled to Melbourne, won there on Tuesday, and they had a few days before they came to Bendigo. And that time, you know, gave them some opportunities to catch up with family and friends in Melbourne. A couple people went to the tennis. Some people did some individual work. And I think looking at them today, a bit of time to just be together on the road and just have a breather in between games has reaped benefits for them, going by how they've performed so far today.
There's still work to do yet, but it's been fruitful. They put 111 on the board against the Flyers on Tuesday. Slicing through, Borlase, flipped up, won't go. Back with Atwell, who owned that 3rd quarter. Morris provides space for Wilson. Kick out, oh yes. Atwell will let it fly.
So while that didn't go in, that was great execution. Again, good ball movement, good play movement. They are not standing still. Nobody is spectating. They are moving and keeping their defenders engaged.
Twelve at the half for Borlase, 4 in the 3rd, and lost the handle. Just look a little bit out of sorts, don't they?
Well, it's interesting. Borlase, as we know, and we've talked about over and over, she's the league leading scorer and has just been so consistent all season, but she has never played in the playoffs. Now, this is like a playoff game. This is the pressure that's building up to these last 2 weeks and then finals. So, you know, this is all good experience for her leading into the semifinals.
Oh, it sure is. And Laurie, we know you can't put a price on experience.
Yeah.
And having those games in finals, because it teaches you so much. So yeah, this will be a good lesson. But again, another outside shot from the Bendigo. Their 3-point percentage has gone down to 28%. But we see there again, no one's crashing the boards. They're not getting other second chance opportunities to try attack and reset with a 14-second shot clock.
Chibatoni tees up another 3. They have been on point in the second half.
Sorry, Liam, you have to, the point in, to emphasize, Beck, is Perth have got 16 boards, so they're giving themselves second chance opportunities.
That sure is a problem. They've looked after the basketball as well, Perth, just the 8 turnovers. Inside, Pollard. Atwell ahead in time, Reese didn't hit the rim.
So Perth went back to back to one-on-one defense there, and you know, that's keeping them guessing. Are they in a zone? Are they playing matchup? And that's really good, and it can take its toll on a team that's down right now as Bendigo find themselves.
It is, and we've been there, Laurie, when teams are junking it up on defense. Coach calls a timeout to talk about how we're going to play zone offense. Then they come out there in man-to-man. But this is the fun and the game of basketball and figuring things out on the fly, and that's what the girls have to do, because the coach can't always change things for you. So leadership can play a really big role in this.
They've held Bendigo scoreless so far in this quarter, the Perth Lynx. May very well see a change out of this timeout. Marquee flag back. And it's really impressive. And Laurie, of course, you mentioned it pre-game, but they do have quite a large advantage with points differential, Perth. So a win here would just about tie up home court second spot. In a 3-game series, that is massive.
Well, I hope my calculations are right, because what I believe is that about a 20-point win will afford you maybe 2 extra percentage points. So, you know, right now, maybe Perth are trying to get such the lead that they are trying to get the gap between them and Townsville down, which currently sits at 5 percentage points. So it'd be massive, and giving that Townsville would have to lose to Bendigo next week, and then, there's so many scenarios, but percentage is big.
Sorry, Beck.
We know. We heard Perth Ryan speak before the game how they played their main players in that Flyers game more minutes than usual, being up by so much, because points and percentage mean so much.
Well, could you imagine if Perth won this game by a huge margin, beat Sydney by a huge margin, Townsville lost to Bendigo by a small margin, and Perth snuck in? I mean, it would be unbelievable, but that's just the way this season has gone.
Gets the scoring account underway for Kelsey Reese.
And it's remarkable defense from Perth, knowing, Liam, that was Bendigo's first points in the fourth quarter, and only 12 for a whole second half.
It's extraordinary numbers, especially the way this game started. Chibatoni with a block. Credit to McConnell for staying with it. Still 14 to work with. Reese will step into a 3.
The problem with that shot there is that defense were in perfect position to block out. There had been no ball, you know, on a offensive rebound, unless you're wide open. You know, she came back a bit as a trailer, but tough decision to make that, especially when you've got that scoreboard pressure of being down 24 points.
Bendigo's next game against the Townsville Fireback. That is quite the gauntlet heading into finals.
Oh, it sure is, and what a cracker of a game we will have. And Bendigo, if they lose this game, which it looks likely, they will want to make sure, just great offensive execution again by Perth, but they will want to win that game. Otherwise, you have 3 losses going into finals. You want the confidence and momentum high for your team.
Well, the crowd, a portion of it here getting behind Alira Fotu, who has subbed into the game. But just adding on from the coaches talking about percentage, it was something Christy Harrower and Ryan Petrick spoke about in the fourth quarter of last week's game. I'll have a listen at Ryan's next time out to see if it's also being mentioned.
Thanks, Megan. Importantly, they can inflict some damage on the Bendigo percentage, just about putting it out of reach. Pollard in the corner.
And Meg's just mentioned Fotu, but in her most recent outing, she got 6 points in just under 4 minutes. So it's great to see the youngsters come out, have confidence, and get some opportunity.
86-60, Perth have controlled this second half. It's been dominant. They've given Bendigo a lot to think about as they hit the film room. 2.5 remaining at Red Energy Arena.
And again, just there, another 3-point shot. Everyone was outside the key, pretty much all on the 3-point line, and no one was able to go in for those rebounds.
Yeah, they're only shooting 25%, 7 of 28 right now, Bendigo.
Away from the corner. Bendigo thought it was pushed off the back on the rebound. Hanshu gets 2.
She's up to 18 points now.
All 5 starters in double figures once again for Perth. Looking for their 3rd straight victory. This could be a tough weekend for the Spirit, falling to Geelong on Friday night. With McDowell White, here's Reese. Now they get to the bench. Catherine McGregor out there onto the roster for the remainder of the season, and Reese will go to the line for 2.
So interestingly, I think Bendigo have made the realization they're not going to win this game. They're going to end up 3rd on the ladder, so percentage doesn't matter to them right now. So they've got, you know, taken some of their players out and given some of the younger players or bench players an opportunity. But to be honest, it gives Bendigo a chance to really, Perth a chance to really extend this lead even more.
Came into the game with a point differential 42 points above the Spirit. That's going to take a big leap up. 95 behind Townsville, so it would take something special to exceed them, but a possibility nonetheless. Fotu stepping through with a Euro. They're going to head back to Perth, a happy bunch, the Lynx. They've got a game against the Flames to round out their regular season on Feb 7.
And I am sure they will take care of business there so that they know they're going to finish at a very minimum of 2nd and have that home court advantage in the semi-final.
Have himself a nice little homestand. I can wait for Bendigo to arrive in town for game 1. And back here for game 2. Here's Morris. Tony dump back inside, and Wilson assessed with a foul. How good is it to see? I know we spoke of it on Friday night, but Kelly Wilson back in uniform, Laurie.
I was so excited on Friday night when I knew that she was playing and back helping her team. She's so passionate about Bendigo and just the fact that she could step in, 42 years old, be of some assistance, trying to help them get to where they can in this final series is just so impressive and heartwarming.
Real chance she signs on next season to bring up game number 500 of the WNBL. That'd be extraordinary.
Well, I believe Chris Golding just brought up his 500th as well in the NBL. So to have a legend like Kelly Wilson do that, maybe we can just hope that she's back next season.
And surely there has to be something above a life member. When you hit 250 games, you become a life member of the WNBL. If you hit 500, I think we need to create another award, and maybe it's named after Kelly Wilson.
Yeah. The Longevity Award.
Golden Hands could go to Kelly as well. And McDowell White gets it done on the first. Queenslander's sister Jess plays for the Sydney Flames.
Well, I have to say this has been an absolutely impressive display of basketball by the Perth Lynx. They have really, you know, it was a wrestle in that first half, but this second half, they've taken complete control of the game.
And not only on offense, which we're so used to, Laurie, but defense. They changed their defensive scheme in the second half, executed it to a T, and it rattled Bendigo.
That's extraordinary numbers on screen. Just 6 in the fourth quarter for the Spirit. After they came out of the gates firing. Leading at quarter time, 26-23. More tight-knit squad, the Lynx, well coached. A lot of work with Chipper. Tony gets it off. And the Lynx will get it done on the road. It's been ominous. And this is a sign of things to come. They're going to be a handful as we hit the postseason. 88-64 over the Bendigo Spirit, and home court is all but theirs for the semi-finals.
It sure is, and we said before the game, if they got this win, you can't even express how important the home court advantage is, especially if it goes to game 3 and there's all this travel, knowing the recovery is such an important part of it. But what a great view we've had of this game in preparation for what will be 2v3 in a semi-final matchup.
Lots to like if you're Ryan Petrick, Laurie.
Oh, there certainly is. I mean, Kennedy Kariyama and his coaching staff will be going back to the drawing board, and I'm sure going through the tape with a fine-tooth comb. But Perth, I mean, are they peaking at the exact right time of the season with all their players contributing? You know, their starting 5 all in double figures, boards, defensively, as you mentioned, Liam. That was a really all-encompassing great performance by Perth.
22 rebounds, the final tally for Annalie Maley. This one's a little closer. I think we're definitely talking about a new career high.
Oh, we sure are, but we hear right there saying it all came from the defense, and it did. Yeah. Holding Bendigo Spirit to 64 points when they average just under 78 points per game. But we said how many players are in double figures. They had 20 assists tonight. On the other hand, the Spirit only had 11. So it shows that zone made it really difficult for Bendigo to facilitate to one another. And again, just all class from the Lynx tonight.
Megan Huswaite, just another 22 rebounds tonight for Annalie.
Annalie, 22 rebounds tonight, but I know you want to talk about your team first of all. 3rd game of a 3-game road trip that's gone for well over a week, and you've pretty much all but sewed up 2nd spot. How are you feeling right now as co-captain of this club?
Look, I think I said it last time we spoke. I'm just really proud of us. Like, again, a road trip is hard. We have people with families, jobs, all that thing, and for us to kind of just band together at the back of that road trip, like, I'm so proud of the girls. And Amy Atwell was absolutely phenomenal tonight. Like, her gravity as an offensive player really changes the way that we can do things. And, oh God, Han, all of them, Steph, Chipper, Maya, Alira, I'm naming everyone now, Tegan, Kiara, like all of us, we did a really good job, so yeah.
Now, Perth are known and so often talked about for the offense, but the defense has been elite, to borrow a word from your coach, Ryan Petrick, against Southside and tonight to hold Bendigo to 64. Is that something that stands out immediately?
I think so. Like, Bendigo are such a talented team and very well coached. So, like, coming up against them, we always know it's going to be a tough game. And they've got so many talented players, and I think that we really just stepped up in our defense going into that 3rd quarter, and I think maybe that's what swayed the game a little bit, yeah.
You came close again. You're flirting with Rachel Spawn's rebounds record. I did get a note from the great during the game, and she said, you are going to break it one day. She knows you are, but she said you're just a force of nature on the rebounds. Lots of other things. I'll send it to you. I'll pass it on because I'm sure you'll like the feedback. But just, we've spoken about your defense so much, but give us your mindset when you're chasing the ball like that. Is it see ball, get ball?
It's absolutely see ball, get ball. For me, I know that they're probably, like I said, a very well-coached team. They're going to box me out 9 times out of 10. So it's just that one that they forget, you know? So I'm just trying to get the ball to get more possessions for my team, and I'm so lucky that I'm surrounded by some great shooters, so it makes my job quite easy once I get in there. I just have to turn around and pop it to one of those girls. But Rachel Spawn's like an icon, like, God, what an amazing basketball player. I would be honoured if I even got close to her record, but yeah, that's love you, Spawny.
When do you guys go home? Your own beds are looking great right now after a 3-zip road trip.
I miss my dog. Forget everything else. I miss my dog. I can't wait. I'm not even thinking about my bed. I'm thinking about seeing my dog. That's all I can worry about right now.
Get home to Loki. Well done, Annalie. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, the record will stand for at least another game.
Well, I think Sporny's right. At some stage, it's going to be broken, but what a record that is, I have to say.
It's insane, that record. And like Meg said, Maley has been flirting with it all season. The Perth Lynx had 57 rebounds tonight to the Spirits 41, and 19 of those were offensive. And obviously, a lot of that was due to that woman right there, Annalie Maley, who was also dropping threes from beyond the arc.
13 on the night for Annalie Maley. 22 boards, 8 of them offensive. 3 dimes and 2 steals as well. So much energy in a team. That is really their trademark. Final stat line. Nice look at it here on screen for Annalie Maley. Amy Atwell was terrific as well, especially in that third quarter as the game was blown wide open, Megan.
Well, it was Ali Wilson in the third quarter on Tuesday night. Amy Atwell, it was you tonight. You were well and truly on one. Does it feel good to be making those big shots again?
Yeah, definitely. I've had a quiet last month and a pretty down shooting season overall. So, yeah, it definitely felt nice to feel like my old self tonight.
You told me before the game that you'd found a quote on Instagram during the week. I cooked it trying to explain on air what it was about. Can you tell us what it was and how it resonated with you?
Yeah, it was actually Tyler Harvey. He posts a lot of stuff about shooting on an Instagram account, and it was along the lines of, like, good shooters don't change anything when they miss shots, because that means you're trusting the result and not the work. So it was like just... yeah, along the lines of the most consistent shooters don't change anything, whether they're making shots, missing shots. Like, you're going to go through slumps. It's just that belief in the work that you've put in that will eventually come around.
So 3 massive wins on the road for this road trip. You've been away for over a week. But how challenging is it on the road? Just you're out of your routines. It's a time difference as well. Has having some time to just enjoy yourselves during this week, has that added to perhaps, you know, the energy that you played with tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's hard being on the road. Everyone has to do it, though. But yeah, a few of us were joking the other day that we're ready to go home and have some home-cooked meals because eating out at the restaurants isn't too good for our stomachs. But yeah, we'll enjoy this. It's a good road trip and we'll go home and get ready.
So what does Amy Atwell eat when she gets home?
Oh, God. I don't know. Just anything home-cooked at this point. Yeah. We normally go veggies, some type of carb, and a meat of some sort, steak, chicken, salmon.
Sounds good. So does your own bed after an 8-day road trip. So great to see you back in form tonight, hitting those massive shots. Amy Atwell, safe travels home.
Thanks, Meeks.
Another shot was absolutely falling tonight. 4 triples in the end for Amy Atwell, Beck.
She was absolutely back in form, and Maley said it well. She changes the game for Perth when she gets going from the three-point line. We see their shot release is so quick. And I said before the game, the three-point line could be the difference as well to who wins and loses. And Perth shot at 34% to Bendigo Spirits 23. And if Atwell, this is a game to find her form right before finals, watch out Bendigo, watch out Townsville, and watch out whoever comes forth.
Knows these rims well as well. Amy Atwell has played for Bendigo in the NBL1 competition before in the off-season. And that is a nice outing, Laurie.
The other thing I like about Atwell, and we can just look at that stat line there, so impressive, 4 from 8 from the three-point line, is that you mentioned it, Beck, she has a quick release, but she always moves. If you watch, anytime there's dribble or pass penetration, she is moving on the perimeter, ready to catch and shoot it and release it quickly.
A plan executed tonight for the Perth Lynx, and Megan Huswaite has got the coach with her down there on the floor, Ryan Petrick.
Yeah, I sure do. Ryan, that zone, hey?
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah, they played it really well. So obviously we knew Bendigo had gone away and worked on some things, but again, I don't think we've run it very well at all because obviously it's so new, and we've obviously never played it this way before. So we've been using it a bit and having some success with it, but we generally think it's been working at like 30% of what it should be.
What about the playbook defensively? They were singing from it on Tuesday night against Southside to hold Bendigo to 64 tonight. How do you describe that?
Better second half. In fairness, they had 48 in the first half. So as you said to your pre-game, we've been really good for generally a quarter and a half in every game. Trying to play 40 minutes of elite basketball at this level is really tough defensively because some pretty good talent in the other team. They've got a girl called Izzy Borlase that's bloody tough. But yeah, the second half, I think they had 10 points through the first 16 or 17 minutes. So much better.
It's been a huge road trip. I mean, this is the third game. You go home 3 and zip, but to produce this sort of performance on the third game, how big is that?
Yeah, huge. Like, we're really tired, really sore, really missing friends and family. Again, the Perth tax being in the league, like, it's just what you have to do. So we have one of these road trips every year. But again, haven't seen wife and kids in 10 days, whatever it is now. So really looking forward to getting out of here, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think your wife, Chelsea's got a few jobs around the house lined up for you when you get home. Would you like to say hi to the girls before you...
I just want to say hi to Jada and Brooklyn, who are probably at home. I'm sure Chelsea's got a million things for me to fix. But yeah, the two girls at home, obviously, FaceTime's great, but looking forward to getting home.
Well done, not only on the golf game yesterday, but today's win as well, Ryan. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And Ryan Petrick looking to not give too much away there.
I don't know. I'm so interested, Beck, as a coach myself, too. Can coaches ever just, at the end of a game like that, just go, that was great, we played great, instead of, you know, analyze and go, well, Ryan, yeah, we didn't do that quite well the first half. I don't know. Just enjoy it, coaches. Have a good sleep tonight.
As a player, it just cracks me up. I had the giggles back here. I understand him as a coach. Never been pleased enough because no one can get perfection.
Yeah.
But I agree, Laurie. Perth had a great game holding Bendigo to 64. But I think as well, it's so close to finals.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't want to give it all away just yet.
Exactly.
On the floor, Megan Huswaite's got a very special guest with her, Han Shu.
Han, a huge win today for Perth. You girls are looking great right now.
Yeah, I think before we play a lot of tough games, so today we finally fight our way, fight some pace, yeah.
Your opponent for Bendigo, Kelsey Reese, young player, but you have a great battle with her 2 times now.
Yeah, I'm so happy to play the young player, and I love to see them grow. Yeah.
Your mum and dad have been in Australia. Have they enjoyed Australia and visiting you?
They love Australia, like me. We can buy a lot of big clothes, yeah, and they are beautiful. We went to the sea, we see the big sea, and we are very enjoy here, yeah.
Well, we love having the whole family here in Australia. Well done today, Han. Good luck next week back in Perth.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
18 and 6 tonight for Han Shu to go along with 3 dimes. Set the tone in the first quarter.
Well, it wasn't only her scoring, you know, and we talked about, I thought she was really impressive, especially when they went inside to her early in the game, and that looked like it was a focal point, and Bendigo had to make some adjustments. But I tell you what, when they went into that zone and she was the anchor in the middle, the stopper, the shot changer, she was really important and did a great job.
And you could tell she had something in her eye tonight, Laurie. She'd missed a game with a back injury, limited minutes, with a clash knee against the Flyers. So she really wanted to come out and show what she was made of tonight. We heard her agent Alan talk that she wants to be there for her team. She knows how much Perth have done to get her there. And boy, oh boy, she's just a big asset.
3 blocks as well. Doesn't tell the whole story. She was a force inside. They could not get past her, Bendigo, in that second half in particular. Just 16 in the half for the Spirit. Let's get off and have a listen to the lessons learnt so far this season from both the Spirit and Lynx stars.
The biggest lesson I've learnt this season is just learning that you can't really take days off, trainings off, and I think it's the way that you prepare during the week that really sets you up for success. That's why I came to Bendigo, to learn those things, and I think everyone on my team has learnt something like that this season. I think that's super special.
Go from 3, Borlase gets the roll.
Definitely been coming back from my injury. I haven't been injured for a long time in my career, and going through the surgery rehab process again, and having patience. I'm not very patient when I just want to get back out there and play. So having that patience and trusting in my medical staff that when I can get back out there is when I can get back out there was a big learning curve for me.
What?
Oh, goodness.
Come on, really?
No way, Allie Wilson!
Are you not entertained?
I have learned so much from my teammates, even though, you know, I've been playing basketball for 14 years or more than them, seasons more than them. And their care factor, but also like Izzy's chalantness, but like also competitiveness has been so great for balancing me in a way that what she chooses to care about and her perspective on things has just been so good for me and something I needed, because I'm an over-preparer, overthinker, and she simplifies everything.
She goes, KG adds to her tally. She's owned this contest tonight.
Coming back from my injury, I didn't play at all in the off-season, so I had 6 months off, and trying to get my body back to where I wanted it to be, and then kind of trying to find consistent form. I think for me, I was just trying to rush to get back to the basketball I was playing 2 years ago, and it was much more of a process and just staying patient through that.
14 to work with, not going to matter because it's got to be a quick look. Amy Atwell. Post-game wrap in the WNBL. Perth Lynx 88 get it done over the Bendigo Spirit 64. So impressive in the second half in particular. Liam Ellis and Laurie Chiswick and Beck Cole here with you to run it all through with you. And Laurie, that was really impressive from Ryan Petrick and the Lynx.
Well, you said impressive second half, and it was absolute annihilation in that second half. The way they played their defense and the way they piled on some points. That was just exactly the way they would want to leave this game. And the game started off with the ball going inside to Han Shu. I think that was a focal point for them because it really got her involved in the game early, where we know she'd only played 11 minutes the game before. So that was really important for them. And the first half was a real seesawing affair. It was a bit of a grind. Bendigo were up by 3 points at halftime. But then, as we said, that second half, you'd have to say, was all purse, and in third quarter in particular, Amy Atwell.
Looks like they flipped a switch at half-time, both sides of the floor, Beck.
They sure did. I think offense for the 40 minutes was not a problem for Perth tonight, getting the 88 points when they average 83.5 per game. But for me, it was really down to the defense where they went into that zone. And if I'm Ryan Petrick, I'm working on that as we come up against Bendigo again in that semi-final.
Is this where it starts to turn into a chess match? Should we see the series play?
Well, absolutely. And you know, Bendigo have a super smart, well-coached team, and they will go, they'll have a lot of sleepless nights in the next little while, looking at tape, looking at that zone, practicing it, looking where they can try and take advantage of it. And on the flip side, Ryan Petrick will be going, he says, we're only good at 30% of it. We still have a lot more to go, so that'll be fun to watch that when they play each other in the semi-finals.
Well, that's a scary thought, if that's true, just 30% of their capabilities. Here's a look at the Bunnings Warehouse ladder. Perth, a live chance to leapfrog Townsville in first, but Laurie, it'd be tough.
Super tough. Townsville would have to lose to Bendigo next week, which, you know, hopefully that's a very good game. They'd be on 18-5. Perth beats Cindy. They would be on 18-5. But again, it's that 4 percentage points that is really, really difficult to make up.
Flyers just about locked in fourth, but Beck, the Capitals do have them on Tuesday night, so you never know.
You do never know, but again, it comes down to that percentage. And the Flyers have another game against Adelaide, which looks like if they play like they did the other night, they might just pip them again. So for me, I'm calling it early. I think Flyers are going to get that fourth spot. But again, that is a big game that you never know. You never know who could get fourth.
Well, because it's pressure, isn't it? It's pressure to get into that fourth spot, and they'll be feeling it. Adelaide won't be.
Kelsey Reese had the job against Han Shu, and with the semi-final series coming, they'll go back to that, do you think?
Sure, she was filled with confidence, that young superstar. Not only on defense, but offense, and we love seeing these amazing matchups all over the WNBL.
So we've got tonight for the doubleheader in the WNBL, the Perth Lynx get it done. And of all the tied up, second spot and home court in the semi-final series. Great to have your company, 88-64. Liam Ellison, Laurie Chiswick and Beck Cole with you in commentary. And from all of our hard-working team, thank you and good night.
How about that? Bring it on back.
I honestly...